This is High School Challenge, the varsity sport of the mind. Now, here's your host, Jim Gaber.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to more first-round action on High School Challenge. We've got two terrific teams ready to go, so let's meet our players right away, shall we? First, from the Valley School, we have Michael Gursky. Michael's a freshman, enjoys sports, basketball, soccer, and chess, is right now undetermined on career and college path. Paul McDonald is also a freshman at the Valley School, plays on the basketball team, undecided on his career path. The captain of the Valley team is Raul Ganatra. Raul is a senior. He's interested in journalism, plays captain, in fact, of the varsity basketball team, captain of the soccer team, tennis. Is involved in math field day and volunteer work, winner of the NCTE Student Achievement Awards in writing. He's a distinguished student and Community Service Award winner. He's thinking about medicine right now and would like to work in developing countries. And rounding out the Valley School team is Michael Hudson. Michael's a sophomore, plays soccer, basketball, enjoys playing bass guitar, undecided on a school, but would like to study journalism. Those are our players from the Valley School. Now let's meet our team from Southwestern Academy. From there we have Savannah Sullivan. Savannah's a senior, National Honor Society member and a published poet, enjoys choir and culinary arts, and hopes someday to own her own restaurant. Next for Flint Southwestern Academy is Kelsey Mclees. Kelsey's a senior with high honors, enjoys writing, reading, and playing the flute. Is going to Ireland this coming June to begin volunteer work with the homeless there. Hopes as well to become a novelist. Captain of the Southwestern Academy team is Stephen Mintline. Stephen's a senior, member of the National Honor Society, listed in Who's Who. Enjoys hockey, video games, and Gamers League. He is going to attend here at the University of Michigan Flint and major in computer science, and then go on into a computer-related field. And rounding off the Southwestern Academy team is Nicholas Neeson. Nicholas is a senior, listed in Who's Who, a member of the National Honor Society, is a member of the Gamers League and marching band, is going to attend the University of Michigan Flint to go into pre-pharmacy and then transfer to Ann Arbor or Ferris to complete those studies and go into pharmaceutical research. Those are our players for today's game, our first round game. We're excited to get things started. Julie Pritchett of Genesee Intermediate School District is our judge, and our scorekeeper today is DeAndre Gentry. Teams, we're ready to begin. The preliminaries are out of the way, so here are your rules. I'm about to ask you a series of questions worth 10 points apiece. Player buzzing first may answer when I recognize you. If you're correct, your team scores the 10 points. If you're incorrect, the other team gets a shot at the same question. Remember, you may interrupt me at any time I'm asking a question. There's no point penalty for incorrect answers. However, at that point, I'd repeat the entire question for the other team. Good luck. Here we go. It's a modulator-demodulator, a device that allows your computer to connect with another computer over the phone. Stephen, Southwestern.
Modem.
Modem is correct. One of the founders of imperialism, he painted haystacks and water lilies. Who was he? Kelsey, Southwestern?
Monet.
Monet is correct. Time zones around the world are measured in terms of GMT. Raul Valley.
Greenwich Mean Time.
That's correct. It's 7 feet high, 7 feet wide, weighs 3 tons, and gets about 10 miles to the gallon. What is this military, Raul Valley?
Tank.
That's incorrect. It's 7 feet high, 7 feet wide, weighs 3 tons, and gets about 10 miles to the gallon. What is this military vehicle that some think is a car? Southwestern Nick.
Humvee.
That's correct. Quote, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or of the right of a people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government, end quote. Which amendment? Raul Valley.
First.
First is correct. Here's another toss-up. Around 3500 BC, humans learned to forge alloys of copper and tin to make tools and weapons. What is this age called? Raul Valley.
Neolithic.
Neolithic's incorrect. Southwestern? Southwestern Savannah.
The Bronze Age.
Bronze Age is correct. It was born of sea foam and the blood of the slaughtered Medusa. What was this winged horse of Raoul Valley?
Pegasus?
Pegasus is correct. He is 16 years old, 6 feet 2.5 inches tall, and failing 4 of the 5 courses he's taking at Pensy Kelsey, Southwestern.
Holden Caulfield.
That's correct. Built in 1917, it was named for the first Secretary of War. It became a federal bullion depository in 1936. What is this Kentucky military, Raoul Valley?
Fort Bragg.
It's incorrect. Buzz again, please. Stephen, Southwestern?
Fort Knox.
Fort Knox is correct. I spent 10 unhappy weeks there. He is the only person in the Country Music Hall of Fame and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Who is this man in black? Kelsey, Southwestern.
Johnny Cash.
That's correct. On his first voyage, he was the first white man the Hawaiians had ever seen, and they thought he was an incarnation of their god Lono. On his second voyage, they killed him. Who was this English explorer? Time's up. Captain James Cook. Here's another toss-up. The 16th century scientist William Gilbert discovered that the Earth was a giant one and studied the variations in its field. What kind of Raoul Valley?
Magnetic.
Magnetic is correct. In Latin, it begins Mica Mica Parva Stella. Stephen, Southwestern.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
That's correct. They were tried for inciting riots at the 1968 Democratic Convention. What nickname was given to this group of defendants? Time's up. The Chicago 8 is what I'm looking for. Here's your next toss-up. In September, Yuda Bryant was chosen to lead this West African nation from civil war to stability after Charles Taylor was persuaded to leave. What country was founded in 1821 by the American colonization? Raoul Valley.
Liberia.
Liberia is correct. Next toss-up. It's the circumference of a circle with a radius of 1, and therefore the number of radians in a Raoul Valley.
2 pi.
2 pi is correct. The English title of Marcel Proust's Remembrance of Things Past comes from this Elizabethan poet's sonnet number 30. Raoul Valley.
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare's correct. It's also called a batter cake, a flannel cake, a griddle cake, and a hot cake. Kelsey, Southwestern.
Pancake.
Pancake is correct. It has the 5th largest economy in the world, larger than France, Italy, China, Brazil, and Canada. What is this United States state? Raoul Valley.
New York.
New York's incorrect. Southwestern. Southwestern, Stephen.
California.
California is correct. New York is second, about 60% of California. 7 of the world's 10 most poisonous snakes are found on this continent. What is this scary place to live? Savannah, Southwestern.
Australia.
Australia is correct. Your next toss-up, teams. He urges us to simplify, simplify in the journal he kept while living in the woods on Ralph Waldo Emerson, Raoul Valley.
Henry David Thoreau.
That's correct. It's what happens when light passes from one material to another. The Raoul Valley.
Refraction.
Refraction is correct. Here's a sticky question. Mucilage is a kind of glue or paste. Spell mucilage. Raoul Valley.
Musilage.
It's incorrect. Southwestern. Southwestern, Savannah.
Muselage.
Changed the wrong letter. It's Mucilage. Here's your next toss-up. From 1777 to 1791, it was an independent republic before becoming the 14th member of the United States. Which New England state has its capital at Montpelier? Raoul Valley.
Vermont.
Vermont's correct. Listen carefully. You have in your hand one of every coin currently circulated by the United States Mint. How much money do you have? Raoul Valley.
$1.91.
That's correct. From 1508 to 1512, Michelangelo worked on the frescoes in this small papal church. Kelsey, Southwestern.
The Sistine Chapel.
That's correct. Your next toss-up teams. In the 1940s, computer pioneer Grace Hopper found a dead moth jamming a Raoul Valley.
ENIAC.
It's incorrect. In the 1940s, computer pioneer Grace Hopper found a dead moth jamming a relay in the Harvard Mark II. There's your bell. A dead moth became the first bug. That's what I was after. The end of that. But the bell sounds, so we are at the end of round one, and while it is an extremely close game, Valley, you do trail, so that gives you the first crack at round two. That's our lightning round. I'm about to give you your choice of 3 categories. Once you've selected, you'll have 60 seconds to answer up to 10 questions in that category. You may consult during this round. No need to buzz in, but I'll only take answers from Raoul, the team captain. If you don't know an answer, you must say pass before I move on. We'll give you 10 points for each correct answer, a 20-point bonus if all 10 are correct. Once your 60 seconds is up, Valley, Southwestern, you'll have 30 seconds to answer anything they passed, missed, or didn't get to, and then we'll repeat the process. Valley, your choices for this game are Youngins, 7-letter words, or Qua Qua Quiz. It's Q-U-A.
We'll go with Qua Qua Quiz.
Okay, Qua Qua Quiz. We're looking for quantity and quality here. Many excellent answers that all begin with Q-U-A. You'll get 10 points for each correct answer. We begin with number 1, a 40-day period of isolation to prevent the spread of disease.
Quarantine.
Correct. He's the Hunchback of Notre Dame in Hugo's
Quasimodo.
That's correct. A member of the Religious Society of Friends.
Quakers.
Correct. A four-sided enclosed space, especially when surrounded by buildings.
Courtyard.
Incorrect. Boys to Men is one, so are Backstreet Boys and Coldplay.
Quartet.
Correct. A small game bird, especially a bobwhite.
Quail.
That's correct. Odd, unusual, pleasingly and strikingly old-fashioned.
Quaint.
That's correct. It's an equation which includes the square of an unknown.
Quadratic.
That's correct. An animal with 4 feet.
Quadruped.
That's correct. To drink deeply, especially a big drink.
Quaff.
Quaff is correct. That's all 10, and you've got 9 out of 10 correct for 90 points. We'll now reset our clock at 30. Southwestern, a four-sided enclosed space, especially when surrounded by buildings.
The quad.
Quad.
Need you to be more specific.
Quadrangle.
Quadrangle is the correct answer. And so 10 points to Southwestern. And now, Southwestern, you must select between Youngins or 7-letter words.
You want it? 7-letter words.
Victory, triumph, and success have one thing in common. They're all 7 letters long. And you'll earn those if you identify these 7-letter answers. And we begin with number 1, a holy day of rest, sometimes Saturday, sometimes Sunday.
Sabbath.
Correct. It's the home of the Braves and the Falcons,
Atlanta.
Hawks, and Thrashers.
Atlanta.
Correct. It's a chemical element, a planet, and a car.
Mercury.
That's correct. A city in upstate New York or an American bison.
Buffalo.
Correct. Of a kumquat, rhubarb, or parsnip, the one that's a fruit.
Kumquat.
That's correct. 2 to the 4th power.
16.
That's correct. Christopher Lee and Bela Lugosi have both played this Romanian count.
Dracula.
That's correct. This kind of dog can be a Springer, Water, or Cocker.
Spaniel.
That's correct. The largest member of the United Kingdom.
England.
That's correct. He won Wimbledon in 1993, 94, 95, 97,
Sampras.
98. Say again?
Sampras.
That's 10 out of 10.
Wow. We've never done that before.
Well played. You get the 20-point bonus for 120 points. We'll total all those points up and be back in a moment. But first, I'd like you to meet some individuals from the Valley School. Valley is coached by Greg Stimson, and their alternates today include Phil Perkovic and Henny Saab. We welcome you, and we encourage you to stick around and come back for some extra credit in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone. We're ready for a little extra credit here, but first, some special people to introduce you to. The team from Southwestern Academy in Flint is coached by Alicia Pierce and Ruth Brown, and their alternate today is Katie Trantham. And we welcome all of you back to High School Challenge. Teams were ready to play for extra credit. Rules here are the same as they were in round one. This difference here is that a correct answer to a toss-up earns your team a chance at 10 points worth of extra credit. Remember, you may consult on extra credit questions. I'll take the captain's answers on those, but I remind you to consult on extra credit only and not on the toss-ups. When the bell sounds at the end of the game, if I'm in the middle of a toss-up extra credit cycle, we play all the way through that before the game's officially over. Good luck. Here's your first toss-up. This European river either runs through or borders Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Austria, Germany, France, and the Netherlands. Raoul Valley.
Amstel?
It's incorrect. This European river either, Kelsey, Southwestern.
Danube.
It's incorrect. The Rhine is what I needed. Here's your next toss-up. A lack of fresh fruit and vegetables in your diet can cause leaking cells, bruising, swelling, spontaneous hemorrhaging, and bursting blood vessels. What is this deadly disease? Buzz again, please. Savannah, Southwestern.
Scurvy.
Scurvy's correct. Southwestern, this is yours. Quote, I'll be in the way guys yell when they're mad, and I'll be in the way kids laugh when they're hungry and they know supper's ready. End quote. What Steinbeck character gives this farewell speech in The Grapes of Wrath?
Why am I telling you? Tom Joad.
Tom Joad.
That's correct. Quote, there was the footprint of the hound. I don't think that I am a coward, but that sound seemed to freeze my very blood. End quote. What hound made Sherlock Holmes so nervous? Savannah, Southwestern?
The Hound of Baskerville.
That's correct. Southwestern, in the 13th century, this Mongol empire included most of Russia. What was this rich and powerful state?
The Golden Horde.
Time's up. The Golden Horde is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up. This Spanish dance in triple time may be best known as a composition by Maurice Ravel. What is it? Kelsey, Southwestern?
Bolero.
Bolero is correct. Southwestern, one of the most prolific Renaissance artists, he produced more than 400 paintings. Who lived in Venice from 1488 to 1576 and painted the Venus of Urbino?
Botticelli.
Botticelli?
It's incorrect. Titian is the answer. Here's your next toss-up. A CD can hold about 650 megabytes of data. A DVD can hold about 4.7 gigabytes. Is that 7, 70, or 700 times more than a CD? Raoul Valley.
7.
7 is correct. Valley, it's equal to 3 1/4 light years, or almost 20 trillion miles. What is this astronomical distance?
1 astronomical unit.
It's incorrect. I need a parsec. Here's your next toss-up. If you can't make it to Pamplona, Spain for the running of the bulls, the town of Reed Point, Montana holds its very own running every Labor Day. Instead of bulls, what animal do they use? Mike Valley.
Pigs.
Pigs is incorrect. Southwestern? Southwestern, Savannah?
Sheep.
Sheep is correct. Southwestern, he wrote his overture to A Midsummer Night's Dream in 1827 when he was only 17. Who was this German romantic composer? Time is up. Felix Mendelssohn is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up. In 1867, John Alexander MacDonald became the first prime minister of this new country. Stephen, Southwestern.
Canada. Canada
is correct. Southwestern, Jason dumped her after she helped him get the golden fleece and gave birth to 2 of his children. Who was this witch and princess of Colchis? Time is up. Medea is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up. After Macbeth has him murdered, his ghost returns at Macbeth's banquet. Who was this uninvited guest? Kelsey, Southwestern?
Banquo?
Banquo is correct. Southwestern, the Reverend Gale Hightower, Joe Christmas, Addie Bundren, and Flem Snopes are all characters in his novels. Who created them all?
William Faulkner.
William Faulkner.
That's correct. The earliest Christian art is found in these subterranean tombs in Rome. Raoul Valley.
Catacombs?
Catacombs is correct. Valley, according to his former Secretary of Treasury, George W. Bush, began planning an invasion of Iraq within days after he took office. Who was fired in 2002 for questioning Bush's questionable economic policies? Time is up. Paul O'Neill is the answer. Here's your next toss-up. It's what you've got if the mucous membranes in your bronchial tubes are inflamed. What? Raoul Valley.
Bronchitis?
Bronchitis is correct. Valley, also known as the Group 1A metals, they include lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. What are these reactive metals?
The alkaline?
That's correct. Next toss-up. The adopted prince of Corinth is warned that he will kill his father and marry his mother. Raoul Valley.
Oedipus?
Oedipus is correct. He composed, this is for Valley, he composed an Italian symphony, a Scottish symphony, and the Reformation Symphony. Who was this 19th century German composer?
Wagner?
Incorrect, Mendelssohn. Here's your next toss-up. In the 11th century, Walter the Penniless, Peter the Hermit, and Richard the Lionhearted all took part in these military campaigns. What were they called? Paul Valley.
The Crusades?
The Crusades is correct. Valley, Miles Coverdale is the narrator. The fanatical reformer Hollingsworth is the central character. What is this novel by Nathaniel Hawthorne? Time is up. Blithedale Romance is the answer. Your next toss-up. It's the state of matter subject to Boyle's Law, Dalton's Law, Raoul Valley.
Gas?
Gas is correct. Valley, in the 12th century, he founded the Ayyubid dynasty, united the Muslims, recaptured Jerusalem, and beat back the Third Crusade. Who was this ruler of the Crusaders called Magnificent?
Alexander.
It's incorrect. Saladin is the answer. Your next toss-up. He was the founder of both Apple Computers and Pixar Studios, and he's still the CEO. Raoul Valley.
Bill Gates.
Incorrect. Steve in Southwestern.
Steve Jobs.
That's correct. Southwestern, the critique of pure reason, the critique of practical reason, and the critique of judgment were all written by this 19th century German philosopher. Who was he?
Kierkegaard.
Incorrect. And at the bell, it's Immanuel Kant. That's the correct answer. And we are done with a very high-scoring game indeed. Congratulations to Southwestern Academy for your victory, and to the Valley School for a lot of points and a game well played. Good luck to you, the remainder of your competition throughout the year. We're going to be back here with more competition on High School Challenge. Until then, I'm Jim Gaver. Have a good day. High School Challenge is a co-production of Michigan Television and the Genesee Intermediate School District.